Hey guys, I'm Amy and you've landed on Belle Loves Bargains. That's my cow Effingham, and sometimes he co-hosts with me. He's got a lot to say. This channel is Dollar Tree and only Dollar Tree. And why? Because everything at the Dollar Tree is $1.25, people. So stick around, consider subscribing, and don't forget to give me that big thumbs up. And if you want to know more about the 4 uploads I do every week, just check out the description box for more information. Enjoy! God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Hi guys, welcome to Belle's Bargains. My name is Amy, and of course we had to sing a patriotic song because today I'm doing the challenge, which is 5 for under 5. And it has a patriotic theme. And I'm wearing the same outfit I've been wearing all week. Like, I made so many videos in like one day. So you guys keep seeing the same thing. I'm sorry, I didn't bother to go change. So anyway, I'm up super early this morning, off again to work and off to camping. So I had to get this done before I left. So I didn't put on my red, white, and blue garb. I'm sorry, but there was God Bless America for you. Okay, so welcome to this challenge. If you're new to my channel because of the playlist, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you stick around. Give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. We have so much fun in my kitchen, don't we? Effingham, huh? Effingham, hello? We do. We have a great time. That's my cow, Effingham. If you saw him in the intro, you know who he is. And he's always got a lot to moo. All right, so let's talk about today's challenge, which is 5 things for under $5. I love this challenge. Happens to be my favorite because I love that, like, ooh, gotta go on the hunt and find it. However, I gotta say, I only bought 2 things specifically for this challenge, just sort of last minute. Okay, so what is this challenge? It is the 5 for under 5 challenge, and it is brought to us by the host, Missy from Crafty Cove DIY, and Emily from Farm Charm Chic. I always do that with her. Farm Chic, I'm going to say Farm Charm Chic. Anyway, both super great crafters. And then their co-host is Tammy from the Rusted Willow. If you've ever seen Tammy from the Rusted Willow, she does amazing stuff as well. So it's funny. I love all 3 of these ladies. I was watching their channels before I ever got involved in the 5 for under 5. And I'm super happy that I did. Very, very sweet people. The community on YouTube is just amazing. So here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. You can watch me do my crafts right now, and then please go to the playlist, which is linked down below, and go visit everybody else's and see the beautiful things that they did, and maybe you'll find some channels that you really like, which would be great, but always come back to mine, please. Okay, so really quickly, again, thank you to Missy, Tammy, and Emily for the 5 for under 5 patriotic challenge today. I love, love, love these. Okay, so I gotta say, I literally did these like in the middle of the night and super early in the morning because I'm going camping again, and so I wanted to get them done. So I'm just gonna walk you through the silly things that I did, but there was also some really good ones. So the first one is I had this little, not quite, a little bit bigger than a shoebox, but not as big as a tote for my 4th of July stuff, and there was like nothing in it. Just a few little things. But what was in there was the plastic hats that they sell, I believe, in groups of 3. I think there's a red, a white, and a blue one. I don't know because the package was open, but I'm pretty sure there's 3 in one of those packages. So I was like, oh, well. So I grabbed 2 of the Valentine's gnome, 1 blue, 1 red. Super cute, right? Oh my gosh, and this was so easy. So I did add a little buttons. I don't know. I was trying to change the hats up a little bit. Anyway, and then this one, when you put the glue on, it'll kind of melt a little bit, which gave it this cool sort of wavy rim on it. Anyway, super easy, you guys. But what I want you to know, see their noses? I do this thing with their noses where I take those rubber bands that are hair rubber bands and I double it and then double it and pull their nose out so that their nose is more prominent. So we have two different sized noses, which I love because they have their own personality. Okay, and then I tried really hard to hide the pink from the Valentine's one, but mostly you're looking at them from the front and you can't see it. Kind of cute, huh? And super easy. So for this one, we're talking $125, $1.25, $1.25, and then the hats. So $3.75 for my two little 4th of July gnomes. I thought about putting something in their hands, but what I didn't have, which I wish I had had, was like little tiny flags. So I didn't. So I was like, that's okay. I could have made like a little firecracker or something, but I thought, no, I'll wait. And then when the right thing comes up, I'll put it in their hands. Next, I think it was next, I did this. Like, okay, it's my first chicken wire craft, and it's a mess in the back. Do not look at that. I tried to hot glue it first. And then I got smart, and I grabbed the stapler. Just use a stapler. Don't try and hot glue down chicken wire. Number one, you'll stab yourself multiple times. All right, so you can watch in the video me be silly trying to glue that down. This is a picture frame, but it has that faux wood look. And I had it in my stash and the glass was already gone. So I was like, that's perfect. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I just wasn't sure which frame I was going to use. So you could have done this with a white frame. I could have done it with, I used what was in my stash. I did buy this from the Dollar Tree. So let me explain. Everything's from the Dollar Tree, but the gnomes I had in my gnome stash and the hats were in my 4th of July stash. So I didn't buy anything. The frame was in my stash, chicken wires in my stash. I did pick this up yesterday because I knew I wanted to use it in a 4th of July craft. I love this. I feel like it looks like a windmill, and always pull them out. Always pull them apart. 3-dimensionalize that little flower windmill thing. Super easy, and I think this is a super cute, sweet farmhouse craft. Then I went to something, I saw somebody else do this, and I don't know who it was. I hate that, you guys. I watch so many videos, and it'll just be in my head. Well, it's been since last year that I saw somebody do this. Maybe it was on Pinterest even, where they took straws and they made a flag. Okay, so I did the same thing. This is one of those framed pieces, and it said reality called or something. I don't know. It was one of their cute little sayings. But I liked the sort of wood frame. So I did my research. I checked, and I made sure that I put the right amount of red and white below the stars. And so probably don't know this, but there's 6 below the stars and 7 alongside of it, which I think when we make it, we always want to do the opposite, right? We want to put more on the bottom than on the side. So it is correct. Obviously there's not 50 stars, but anyway, I hope you guys like this. It was super easy. It's just the straws, which I also did buy to do this project with. So I bought 2 things, that metal star, I think that's it, and the straws. So, and I just would have done something else. But when I went into the Dollar Tree yesterday, or day before yesterday, my days are so confused. I saw those things like, oh yeah, I want to make one of those flag straws. I go, that's perfect. So the whole cost for this, $1.25, let's say for the sign, even though I got it for $1 back in the day. And then I used 2 packages of the straws because you need more of the red and white. Here's the thing, it's a 2 for craft, okay? So $1.25 and plus 2 more $1.25. So $3.75 for this craft as well. So are the gnomes. And it's absolutely adorable. I so love the simplicity of this. And I was like, I could have done more. I could have put a bow. I could have done twine on it. Nope, I wanted just this. But then I had all these leftover straw bits, right? All the red and white were there. I had all these leftover pieces sitting on my counter. So I was like, well, this might as well make a firecracker, right? Who wouldn't make a firecracker out of leftover straws? And then I was like, well, now I got that one. I should definitely make a blue one. So I left these full length just to show you guys. If I was really going to take the time and make these, I would have done the 3rd set. That would have been the mixture of the 2, but I'm running behind, so I didn't. But this is like so perfect for like a tier tray. I thought about making one to have my little gnome hold a little firecracker, but super easy. And I think they're super cute, super festive, and super great little add-on for a 4th of July display, tier tray or something. And what I used was the garland that they sell there. I had this little bit left over in my 4th of July box. Well, it came in handy. I mean, I used it for a firecracker topper, and I think that's really cute. People use wire. You can use all kinds of things. I just happen to like, this is so festive and cute. So there's my firecrackers. Hope you like those. And then I had hauled, months ago now, the wreath forms that were star-shaped. And I was like, why are these out now? Because they're so Christmas. And so many of my besties, you said, we could make a 4th of July, use them for 4th of July. So that's what I did. I was like, all right. Now this craft is very tedious. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. But how cute is this? So I took 2 of the star wreath forms and I married them together. And it's hard because you have to do some pulling and everything to get them together. So I started with my blue, if there's glue strings, sorry. I started with my blue ribbon and I just knotted and then wrapped and wrapped and wrapped. It is so tedious. And I had this long thing of ribbon and I'm pulling it through. The cats thought I was trying to play with them and it was static electricity, so it's collecting all the dust everywhere. It's like, oh gosh. But then after I did the blue, and again, this is very tedious, so you want to have some time. Then I did the red, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, when I was doing it. Yeah, crazy. Then I did the red. And so the last one that I had to do was the white. And the white I waited because the white's the wide one, right? Because it's the part of the wreath that pops out. So notice I did not complete my wrapping. I just did a weave. So on the white, I went under and then over, under and over, and weaved that through, and it works super well, okay? And then tied it off, made my little crisscross bow, and this is a piece of the white leather to hang it on, and I love this piece. Oh, I think it's so cool. So thanks you guys for telling me that the star should be for 4th of July. This I will keep, and it'll be a permanent 4th of July decoration for me. And anyway, I just love it. I love that. Okay, and then the final thing is, I got up this morning to make it at 5 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't get it out of my head. And Marcus goes, are you overachieving? And I said, no. I go, technically, I don't know that the firecrackers are a craft, so I'm going to make this one. And I couldn't get it out of my head, so I figured I might as well do it. Yes? So, I love to use these fabric bags to make garlands with. And I found, and I didn't buy these for 4th of July, but I did find them the other day and then decided to use them, which is the wood cutouts from the Nautical. So the anchor and the boat. Here's the thing. I want to show you guys a couple things. Notice my ends because it makes it look kind of nautical. And I used the blue nylon string that's through the bags in the craft itself. I do it all the time. So that's the blue nylon twine that was the cincher on the bag. Then I used that same blue nylon twine to put rope around my anchors. Super cute, right? And then I used the jute twine that was the hanger for these things as my little outline for my sailboat. I hope you guys I love this. I love this garland. Now, it doesn't have to be 4th of July. Obviously, this could just be nautical, but it's just so red, white, and blue. I had to do it and show you. I'm on this weird nautical kick, which I've never been. I don't know. It happens. All right, so which one was your favorite? I can't decide if it was the garland or if it was the star, but I do love, there's some things that I just love the simplicity of. This, just the American flag and out of the straws, I think it's really cute, super simple little add to your shelf decoration. And the gnomes, be such a cute little thing to give to a little kid as a 4th of July gift or decoration in their room. And this just screams farmhouse. So I really do like this piece as well. But I think my favorite is the star. And it was the hardest to make. But anyway, you guys tell me which one is your favorite. Please don't forget, go down and check out the playlist. So today is Sunday, and thanks you guys so much for watching. Thank you again to our host for this wonderful challenge. I love the 5 for Under 5, and it's on the 5th of every month, so keep your eyes out for that. I was going to show you one more time. Okay, so Missy, Tammy, and Emily, and their channels are linked down below. I think please, please, please go check out their channels and make sure you tell them that I sent you over. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy watching how I make these now. And don't forget to tell me which one is your favorite. And please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, consider subscribing. We do open every video with the song, right, Effingham? Yep. So God bless America. All right, guys. Have a great day, great week, and great life. And as always, from your singing crafty crafter, Happy hunting at your local Dollar Tree. Enjoy watching the rest how I made them, and I'll see you back here on Tuesday for Totally Easy Tuesday. Oh, did I say Dollar Tree only channel? And if you want to know about my uploads I do 4 every week, look down below in the description box. Okay, bye. Enjoy. So I have these 2 gnomes. They're Valentines, but take off the hats. We have red, white, and blue. So I have these little hats that I bought. I think there was 3 in a package at the Dollar Tree. And I have some red, white, and blue ribbon. And, oops, almost out of red. I have to go get the other one. And I have some little buttons. So we're going to transform these gnomes into 4th of July gnomes with a flip of a hat. Let's have some gnome fun. Cut all those tags off. Then the hats are sewn completely onto their body, but they're tacked down twice in the front. And so you have to like cut that little tack, or you know, the 1 stitch, I don't know what you call it, just so you can pull the hat up as far as you can. And then you're just gonna squish it under the 4th of July hat. These have little elastic holders on them that are stapled on, so just removing those staplers and checking. Yeah, look at how much cuter. Oh, it's so cute. So and then I'm gonna take and trim up his beard. They always seem to be a little funky. First I'm gonna try this blue ribbon, which I don't use. I got the red, white, and blue ribbon out. It's fine, I needed it for other projects, but it just didn't work on anything on this. And in the end, I'm happy with that because it just would have been, I don't know. Alright, so let's trim the beard up a little bit because they're always pretty wonky. I don't want them perfect, but just the ones that were really hanging low. The low-hanging fruit. I had to cut that off. And then I take those little rubber bands and I do them, I twist them so it's double thick, and then twist it again on the nose. If that makes sense. And see how it makes that nose just pop out? It's so much better than the flat nose. So, and their noses come out different, which I think is cute. Then I used another one of those hair ties just to crumple up the hats so that I could glue this hat on. Now remember, these are plastic hats, so you gotta be careful, you don't want to melt them. And I just thought this looked really cute to pop the one hat up. Plastic to plastic, this, you have to hold it for a while. It pops off at one point, and then I just glued it back. And I was trying to decide like what to put on them. I think the buttons are cute. It was just kind of Americana, you know, buttons, that farmhouse Americana look, right? Not that these are really that, but it did add just a cutest little extra thing on him. Then I glued down the back of his hat, still holding the front because I just didn't want to stay glued. Then time to move on to pink-headed guy. Again, there's the 2 tacks on the front of the hat, so you cut those off. Let's do his nose. And watch, the noses come out slightly different. This one, the first one, it's like, it didn't work, so I took it off. Do it again. And I'm trying to pull all that stuffing up so that I kick the other gnome. Then I trim up his hair as well, just a little bit. And then get his hat. Put the rubber band on that to keep it down. Take the staples out of this hat. And then glue this hat on. Now this one, I got a little more hot glue on. And it gave it a little wonky wave on the brim of it, which I absolutely love. But I was trying really to make sure I was going to hide that pink, you know. So I love, these are such a perfect little marriage, these little hats with these gnomes. It's a great way to dress them up. And now they look so 4th of July, like Uncle Samish almost. Can you say that? Can you say Uncle Samish? Anyway, so then again, I was going to try with the red. I don't know why I kept trying. It wasn't going to work. So go back to buttons. And so I didn't want to do his hat exactly the same way as the other one. And see how it's got those waves in it? I really liked how the brim of this hat was just sort of waving around his head. So I just took some blue and red buttons and just put them on the side of the hat just for a little decorative bit right there. Nothing major, just a tiny little decoration. And then that's it. I think these came out so cute. They're just, it's so easy. And what? We're into it for $3.75. There you go. 4th of July gnomes. Okay, so this one's super simple. This is one of the garden stakes, and I'm obviously going to take the stake part off of it if I can. Yeah, I think I can. Anyway, I have chicken wire. I'm going to put chicken wire behind this frame. So this is a wood frame. It had glass in it, but that's long gone. I'm going to put chicken wire behind it and put this on it. It'll be super simple. Farmhouse 4th of July DIY. All right, first time I'm going to work with chicken wire here. Okay, so the back of these things, they have like this crisscross wire thing on the back of those red, white, and blue florals, which is really nice because it makes it easy to attach it to the chicken wire. All right, so obviously I took everything off of the frame, and I'm cutting this piece down to size. Scissors works great, which is, how phenomenal is that? I love that. And then I was trying to straighten it out because, of course, it's not really flat because it's been rolled up, right? So I'm just sort of stretching and pulling it flat. I think that makes sense. And here's my attempt at lots of glue. And then I stopped filming because I was burning my hands. Apparently, I forgot to turn it back on. It doesn't matter. In the end, I kept trying to hot glue, and I'm like, let's try a stapler. And lo and behold, bam. So you do not need any hot glue for this project, just FYI. And then, so there's that little wire on the back, and I just pushed it through, and yeah, this one's done. So easy. And what? Total cost is $2.50? Yeah, let's go on to some flags and firecrackers. Okay, this is super simple. Frame, because we're going to take all that out. Straws. Let's make a flag. You can do this and fill in the whole box, but I did it with the 6 below and the 7 on the side the way it's supposed to be. I didn't worry about the direction of my red ones because I thought it looked like it was waving, but on the stars I did try and alternate them. And I'm sorry I lost the footage of me cutting the red ones, but I think you get the idea. I cut them to size and then run a dab of glue, and that's it. And I think this project came out super sweet. I love it. And so then, but you can do it however you want to. And I didn't try and line up the red and white because I thought it looked like the flag was waving. Okay, so I have straws left over. And these were all cut. So I'm going to make some firecrackers. It's too easy. Line them up. Wrap some jute twine around them. I took 1 and then I glued 5 around it, just FYI. 1 straw, 5 around it. And then did my jute twine, which I just glued. Just tacked it with glue. And then cut that little garland thing and gave it some spritzers out of the straws from the top. And I think I did there's 6 straws. I did about 4 spritzers. You can do it however you want. Is spritzer the right word? It's not a wine drink. It's what's coming out of my firecracker here. And then I don't show it, but obviously I made another one out of the blue straws. And so I had one really tall one, one really short one. But you could do them in all different lengths and super cute on a tier tray, I think. So that's my cute little firecracker out of the straws. So this craft was a twofer because I got the flag and the straws. And the cost was $3.75. Okay, so I have these 2 star wreath forms. And which, I don't know, they could be Christmas. But anyway, I have these 4th of July flowers, which I love these. I haven't seen them yet this year. I bought these last year, but I love them. And I have some red, white, and blue ribbon. And I'm just going to make a quick, super easy 4th of July wreath. Okay, this is the one. So the idea was super great, right? I'm just going to marry these the 2 forms, one on top of the other, going opposite ways, so you have like a 3-dimensional flag. But I tied on the blue ribbon and I started wrapping. I'm just going to tell you this is super tedious, and sit down and watch a movie because it took a long time. And I'm speeding it up super fast here because you don't need to see me do all this, but I'm going to slow it down here in a minute so you can see exactly how I do it. I just knotted and then I started wrapping, but you have to hold it pretty tight so that you get a good solid hold with your ribbon. And then I moved on to the red, and I didn't do the white in the middle because that's the one that there's a space in between the two of them. So I was sticking with the two that I could solid wrap. So look, here I'm showing it to you. Oh, there's a knot at the end of my ribbon because I was pulling it through and I got it knotted. So I'm going to undo that knot right here for you. But you'll see I'm literally just wrapping it, but I am trying to hold it pretty tight while I wrap it so that I get a good solid wrap, and this piece feels so solid because I'm like binding the two wreaths together with my ribbon. So I'm going to show you here at the end just how I finished these off. Alright, so I knotted when I started, and then just to finish them off, come to a corner or a joint area there, and then go around and then over to the other one, so you're sort of covering up where I had my knot there and stuff. And then I just tack this off with glue. So I tack it off with glue and then trim it up, which I think I'm off camera here, not quite. But look at how cool it looks already, just with the red and the blue. Oh my gosh, I was so excited how this one came out. I haven't seen anybody do this. You guys let me know if you have, but I haven't seen anybody do this. And but it was perfect because there was 3 star forms, right? The 3 in this wreath. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the white. Now when I did the white though, oh my gosh, I ran out of white. Like this was all I had on the white, and I was like, oh please be enough. But I knew I wasn't going to do it solid because there wasn't, the two, they don't meet. The red and the blue area, those 2 wreaths at that point on the wreath, they met, but not on the white. So I knew I was going to do a weave. So instead of knotting, because I wasn't going to have any way to cover up my knot, I folded over the end and hot glued it to itself around one of the wire pieces, if that makes sense. So I just made like a little, basically it makes like a little loop in the ribbon, and then I started my weaving process. But I did it a couple of ways here, and then, or I did it one way and then I undid it, so it took me a little bit of experimenting to figure out exactly how I was going to do it. So at first I was just wrapping, and then I pull it out and I'm like, no, because it felt too much, like there was too much movement in the ribbon as I was going around. There was it sliding, I guess is the right word. So by weaving, I got less movement out of the ribbon, and I could manipulate better as to where I wanted to keep it. So that's right here. I undo it, and then I go, okay, now I know what I'm going to do. Excuse me. So I just started weaving, and all I do is I go over and then under, and you can see sort of right here, I go over the top and then through the middle, then under the bottom and through the top, and over the top and through the middle. I mean, you're just weaving it. That's all we're doing. And so I went all the way around, and when I got to the end, I really couldn't get a good finish on it. Sorry guys, I was just shy of enough of that white ribbon, but I covered it up, which is why I ended up putting the bow on it where I put on it. I made that the top of the star where it didn't quite finish up and meet up. So, but that was only because I ran out of white. Had I not run out of white, I would have just added a piece on, but I didn't have any more. So you'll see actually when I make my crisscross bow that I use a different ribbon, a different white ribbon, because I didn't have any more of this. I'm so sorry guys. So anyway, I just finished up my weaving here. We're going to get it to the end, and it's just, how cute is this? I just think this is so cute. I really, 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 really like this piece. I hope you guys like it too. So I'm going to finish up weaving here, and then you're going to see me at the end make my crisscross bow. I don't think I need to explain that. I did take a piece of leather ribbon to make a hanger for it, and I just took the leather ribbon and knotted it through and made a knot on the top of it to hang it from. And I chose the leather because it just, I don't know, it looked like a really rich hanging choice, if that makes sense. And my crisscross bow, just so you know, I cut 3 equal sections for each color, the red, the white, and the blue, and then you crisscross them and you tie them with a jute twine. Super easy, and I thought it was the perfect kind of bow for this. It just felt like a traditional bow was going to look a little funky. So here's at the end where I'm at, and I just really don't have enough to finish it off properly. So I kind of skip one more wrap there, which is what I would have needed, but I don't have it. So that's fine. That's why I put the bow there. So now watch me make my crisscross bow. I hope you guys really like this project, because I do. Oh, and I tried to use the flowers. They didn't work. So there you go. Okay, so these are the gift bags. I love these. They just make the coolest garland. So I'm going to use those. And then I have these anchors. I have my red paint that I got at Dollar Tree. And I have the rope that I love. This is the cotton rope twine. I'm not sure what they call it. Anyway, that's new at the Dollar Tree. Okay, so I'm going to start by painting the anchors red. Okay, this is the project that wouldn't leave my head. If you guys can tell, my sleeve, I have my robe on. It is literally 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing this, because I was going to count the firecrackers as my fifth, one of the 5, and then I could not get this craft out of my head. Like, I wanted to do it so bad. And then I ended up changing it a little bit, because at first I thought I was just going to use the anchors, but then those bags, one side's plain and one side's striped, so that's how I ended up using the boats. I took the filler just to fill in those little holes there, and that one boat right there, doesn't that look like a face? Those 2 eyeballs, they wouldn't go away. So if you do this, make sure you don't get one that has markings on the wood like that. I was trying so hard to cover it up. Anyway, super easy. So paint those anchors red. I used the shoe polish to paint the sails of the boats. I took apart my bags, and I keep the twine in them. It's like a nylon twine, because I know I'm going to use it. And then I've done this before. I just cut the bottom off of these bags, and then I cut up the seam, and then I cut off the other bits on the other one, because where they've sewn it together is right there. And then I fray them, and it looks so good. Now I'm going to take the blue twine that was used inside the bag, and I think I slow it down here in a minute to show you guys how I did that, because this was just one of those little touches that makes all the difference in the world. So I looped that right here. I'm going to show you. I took the blue twine it's navy. It's a navy color they use for the bags. I took one piece, pulled it through, folded it in half, and I'm going to show you right here. I just push the loop, the middle, through the hole in the anchor. Right there. Now I'm going to pull through the other ends, as that attaches it to the top of my anchor. Now I'm going to take the 2 ends here, and I'm going to knot them. But I got to tell you, this is difficult because this nylon twine is super slippery. So it doesn't want to hold the knot, so it comes apart. And what you have to do is, see, it comes apart. What you have to do is hold those 2 ends together and pull the knot tight from the bottom. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm holding those and pulling that tight from the bottom. Giving it a little shaky. Now, I just twist. I twisted this and twisted this and twisted it. I wish you guys could see it better up close, because it gave it the best depth in that rope, and it looks so nautical and so cool. I love how this came out. And again, you guys know I love it when I use what's part of what I bought. So these were part of those bags, and I'm using them, and they came out. It looks so good on these anchors. Which then I go ahead and do it with the boats, and I use the the jute twine that is in the package to hang these, because they're technically ornaments, right? And I use that jute twine to accent our little boats. But look at those cute anchors. Oh my gosh, they're so adorable. So now, oh yeah, those are my sleeves. That's my robe on. Crafting in my robe. Still trying to cover up the eyes on that dang boat. So just be careful if you do this to pick ones that don't have markings on the wood. But it's so effective. Look at that shoe polish, just throwing it on those sails, getting them white. Then I take the jute after we're done here, and I'm just going to outline the boat, just to give it a little dimension, right? Works perfectly. The first one I went too fast, got a little funky. I ended up ripping that one off. And I took my time on the next one just to do a section and glue it down. Super easy, but it added so much to the boat. See, I ripped that one off. And now let's redo it. But I also love this. Came out really cute. And then I'm just gonna glue them on to my flags, basically. So I want to point something out here. I did not dovetail, or whatever you would call it. I didn't put a point on my flag pieces here because of the size of the ornaments. So you need to leave them in the rectangle, because if you dove tape them or angle cut the bottom of these, it would have looked funky. Alright, so then I took a paintbrush and I glued my twine on and I fed it through. And then on the ends of these, I put a loop and I used another piece of that blue nylon twine, which I'll show you at the other end. I'll slow it down to show you what I did. And it looks very nautical. So now I'm going to separate these. You can do this however you want. But I decided to separate them a little bit and it's one of my things I like to do on garlands, where I just put a slip knot in the center of the flags. So that's what I did. I also think that looks very nautical. And then just space it out and do that all the way across. And then at the end, I'm going to show you kind of how I did the blue on the end of my twine. So I do a slip knot, just like I'm kind of doing here. A slip knot, is that what you call it? Just a simple knot. I loop it and then knot it. Let me see that right here. There we go, loop, right? And then just knot. And then I'm just pulling that loop through. And there's my knot. Does not look really nautical, I think it does. And then when I get to the end, I do the same thing, only I'm going to cut the end, and it's going to be what hangs the garland. So just watching my spacing, sort of pulling it down to the side. Can you see, guys, how I'm spacing it? Pulling it down, and then like, okay, and then put my knot in. Not super precise, but it works. So separate it. Sorry, I'm slightly out of frame here. It's so hard sometimes when you're doing the craft to be like, oh, I'm not in frame. You don't watch the camera, you're watching what you're crafting, right? And then you realize that you're out of frame. And my camera had gotten slightly moved. Okay, here we're going to be in better frame. So I pull it down, right, so that it's about the right length, and then do my knot. Gosh, this looks so cute. This is one of my favorites for sure. Okay, so now I want to measure that the end, the tail, is the same distance on each side. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm measuring so that I can do my tie off on the other end of this garland. And so I match them up. Yep. Pull it. And then I did my loop, cutting the end off, and now I'm going to put the blue on there for you. So all I did was start wrapping it and wrap it on top of itself, so that I didn't have to knot it, I didn't have to glue it or anything. So I just start wrapping, anyway, and then I get it around and I glue it off, and that's it. Alright guys, I hope you really like these. Thank you so much for joining me for the 5 for Under 5. Don't forget to go visit the playlist, and please go thank the hostesses for a wonderful challenge. Absolutely love it. And I will see you guys back here. What's today? Oh, I think I see you back here tomorrow for a Foodie Fun Day. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tell me which one is your favorite. And if you go visit any of the other channels, make sure you tell them that Amy from Belle's Bargain sent you. Thanks, besties. Love you so much. See you back here on Tuesday.